So how's you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I'm out here.
What's cracking?
I'm out here. I'm fucking vibing. I'm vibing life up, killing the game down, as usual, as forever will be the truth.
Can I ask a question?
You can ask me a question.
What is, when people have like a morning face?
Yeah.
What is that?
Puffy, I've got morning face.
You've got one now, and I don't. What's the science of that?
I think it's
just like been smashing the pillow for like all night.
I think it's the eyes. It's like the kind of slightly puffy eyes, where you're just a bit like.
You definitely we don't feel sexy in the morning, do we?
No. Nor should we.
Horny, but not. We don't feel attractive.
Yeah, I never feel sexy in the morning, but no, it's the eyes. There's definitely something behind the eyes that's kind of dragging them closer to being cross-eyed.
For me, it's more the cheeks.
My cheeks.
Your cheeks.
My cheeks. What's going on? Yeah. Do you think it's a bit like?
What about me?
You look normal.
Do I?
No, there's something actually. There's a very.
Is there a sadness behind my
probably
eyes?
not as much as mine today, but you've got a hint of the morning drowse. I'd argue.
I don't like it. I don't think anybody likes it.
No, who would like? No, I love looking drowsy. I just wish I could recreate my
on their
morning look when I just wake up in the morning.
My brothers said that they sent me this really horrible picture. I'll put it in the. I'll send it to you.
Great.
But it's this fat steel statue of this like Italian man.
Yeah.
And he looks like me in the morning. Apparently, I look.
Well, that's fun.
Just really, really like
there
fucked in the morning.
Yeah.
My
hair.
I look uniquely fucked in the morning.
Yeah, I reckon I
like
look
creases all over my
I'm
face.
bad as well because I'm a deep sleeper. And then I've got such bosh. We both probably look quite fucked in the morning. I'm a deep sleeper. I've got very straight hair. I'll show you. There's quite an iconic. Well, it's not iconic. It was celebrated by the masses. As in, my friends went, "That's funny."
It was actually on BuzzFeed.
You got to check out this guy's morning hair. It is unbelievable though. Was that weird? It was at Horatio's house about 12 years ago.
That is weird.
If you look at it, it's just bolt upright. I'll put it in here as well. So my hair in the morning is mad. So much so, I think I might get a buzz cut tomorrow.
Wow.
We'll see how it goes. I'm just fucking
Do it.
bored of having hair.
Do it.
I'm so
great.
bored.
And also, it really defines, you may as well bite the bullet of, am I ugly or not?
Yeah.
Because having a buzz cut is like, does he have a nice face?
Yeah, we'll find out.
Because you've got quite like, in a good way, McFly hair right now.
Yeah. This is the longest I haven't had a haircut.
You've got very boy band hair.
Yeah, which I'm not a fan of.
Well, I like it.
It's only been out just because I didn't have time in the last 2 weeks.
But it'd be fascinating to see you, but I think they would. I mean, everyone wants it.
I know everyone wants it,
but
that's the problem with asking advice from the people you do a comedy podcast with and the people who listen to the comedy podcast is you might not get sound advice. It might be like, that will be great.
You might not like the answers.
I might not like the answers. But to be honest, I'm bored of doing anything with my hair. I'm bored of taking care of it. I'm bored of like styling it in the morning.
Do you style it every morning?
Yeah, because of my bedhead. I wake up and I look like Jimmy Neutron has been electrocuted. It's just bolt upright.
Yeah.
It's because my hair is so straight. I can't roll out of bed.
What happens if you do? You look
I'll hit the bloody floor. I'll look insane.
I can imagine that.
Yeah. No, I can't leave the house with the hair that I have when I get out of bed because I would be put in a bin or somewhere. I imagine
mistaken for litter.
Yeah. Someone might think, someone's left their
can of sauce.
Famously spiky are cans of sauce, aren't they? Probably one of the spikiest things. Very dangerous to have in the kitchen, cans of sauce.
Well, they actually are. If you've opened them and you've left the metal kind of exposed to
they are jaggedy as shit, actually.
You know what? I heard the worst story ever.
Go on.
Not ever. There's been really bad stuff happening on planet Earth for millennia.
Right.
But a bad one is that I've got a friend who works in the hospital.
Right.
And she said someone came into they have to like rotate on A&E, I think. I don't think you're always on A&E.
Yeah.
Because you'd literally go mad.
You would, yeah.
She was on A&E duty.
Yeah.
And a guy came in with a knife sticking out of his eye because he'd bent down to the dishwasher in the morning a bit like puffy-eyed like you and I right now. And he'd impaled his...
Yeah, you have told
that's unbearable. Have I told it on the pod?
Yeah.
Well, I want to tell it again.
Well, it's worth saying
because it's a PSA. If you're lucky enough to have a dishwasher, I'm blessed to have a dishwasher myself.
Mine's broken.
Are you?
It's broken currently.
You mean Adam's broken his arm?
Ah!
No, I could have picked L, but that would be misogynistic.
Don't live with her, so it would be. What did you get up to over the weekend?
I had a quite embarrassing night on Friday.
When do you not?
Well,
love you, Charlie. When are we ever in here on a Monday where I ask, what did you get up to this weekend? It's never like, went to a cafe, had a walk around the park, went to a bookshop. It's, I embarrassed myself in various clubs around London.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't know why.
What happened this time?
This time, I
What was that?
I don't know.
I liked it. This time with Charlie Milner.
That's kind of what I was getting at. It's like a segment.
It's a daytime TV segment.
This time,
but it's a bit like, what happened this time? It's
kind of got a shucks to it.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus!
What happened this time?
This time, I went to a curry. Well, I had a curry at my friend's house.
How big was this curry?
It was delicious. It was fish curry. Delicious fish curry.
Dom cooked a fish curry?
Yeah.
You guys are What kind of fish?
Hake.
Okay, fine, still. You guys are kind of weird. I don't know why you're always having fish curry, but go on.
I think you're just very sort of
no.
butter chicken.
No, I'm not. My palate is actually far broader than yours, Charlie.
I'm not sure it is.
We all know what you eat. We had a conversation about how to buy ingredients the other day. So.
Yeah. I don't know how to buy them. I love it. I love it all.
Fine. Yeah.
I'm an omnivore.
Slightly weird that you guys just have fish curry when you get together. Well, I think that's slightly weird.
It's delicious.
I'm sure
and
Dom's was, but anyway.
And basically, I don't
think your salmon one was.
It was all lovely, and you'll have my salmon one day, and then you'll take this. You'll regret everything everything you've ever said to me.
Yeah, I do want to have your salmon curry one. But go on. Sorry, what happened?
So Dom made this lovely fish curry. There was a girl there who I was sort of trying to impress, I think.
Yeah.
Without admitting it to myself at the time, but definitely.
You did admit it to yourself at the time.
Did I?
We were at the pub before you went there, and you were talking about her a lot.
Right. Well, in that case, I did admit it. She was there, but I wasn't really dressed up. I had tracksuit bottoms. Do you remember my red tracksuit bottoms?
Yes, I do.
Which you don't like. You think they're manky.
I do a bit. Yeah,
I understand.
Yeah,
and I went there with tracksuit bottoms, quite half cut, if I can say that.
Yeah, you can say that.
Because of him.
Because of me.
Turned up a bit bladdered with tracksuit bottoms on, trying to look kind of hot, I guess.
Yeah.
And then got some. When I was eating the fish curry, I basically I've never done this before. I grabbed a load of chilies to put in my curry, and I think I just
trying to look like a big man.
I guess so.
I think that's what was happening.
And then also somehow accidentally basically put them all. I essentially accidentally put them all in my eye.
Wait, what? You didn't?
No, I didn't go like.
Fine.
I would have put them in my thing.
You didn't miss your curry into your eye.
No, that would be indefensible.
That would be indefensible.
That would be a cry for help, actually.
I think it would too, yeah.
It would be attention seeking. No, this was more negligence. But I
touched your eye after having chili juice on there.
I've never done it before.
Absolute nightmare.
And I touched it. I think I must have done it immediately after having having them in my hand, because honestly,
it's awful.
I had to basically submerge my eye in milk. I had a shot glass full of milk, and I just was like hunched over the sink with my eye sort of treading water in milk.
I imagine this was was it early on in the meal?
Quite early, yeah.
Because if you're garnishing,
there was loads of food. It was pretty much immediately.
And you're there hunched over the sink with a shot glass of milk.
Pour it, tap is on full blast. I've got that kind of flying into my face.
We got a milk tap.
We got a milk tap.
Tap was on full blast, milk everywhere.
Dom had a milk tap.
Yeah,
it's connected directly
Dom's
to
got three udders.
Udder.
Yeah,
and it's called. It's called.
I'm going to press you for an answer.
Calcium.
What's that got to do with a tap?
It's called.
What's calcium? You just spent about a minute trying to come up with a name for a milk tap, and you've done calcium.
It was called Cow Central Heating.
Got nothing to do with taps again.
What is to do with taps? Give me some jargon.
Bring a keg into it, like a
Kegness.
Pulling pints. Kegness. Moo.
Cow down. Cow tap.
Cow down's probably our best option so far.
It was called cow down. And yeah, I was just sort of hunched over the sink with loads of water and milk spraying everywhere. My eye in this kind of
saucer,
looking like a kind of sickly pirate, I guess.
Yeah,
looking like a kind of a pathetic pirate. And she, I don't think she was that interested before, but she didn't really.
How did you play it off?
I was like,
before
ow,
that,
oh my God, I got chili in my eye.
You've had a really rough day that day, because that was the day you spilt boiling tea on your penis, and you went from boiling tea on your penis to chili in your eye.
I forgot about that.
That's a disastrous day. That's a fucking sack it in, forget this week is not happening anymore.
It actually gets worse.
Oh God. I just briefly on that. You kind of forget the power of the chili. If you're working with some hot chilies, you've really got to wash your bloody hands. Several times on my knob.
But how does that happen?
Absolute disaster. It's just chili on your hands from touching chili.
But why does that? What does it do to your skin?
Irritates it.
It's a flesh reaction.
Yeah. Irritates. On your more sensitive areas.
And is that why when you
your balls in
make
your eyes,
the toilet, not make the big toilet?
Make the big toilet. Are you referring to having a shit?
Yeah.
Make the big toilet. To be honest, actually,
is the best way I could do it.
Charming.
When you make the big toilet,
we should have a charming bell.
Okay.
Do you want a charming bell?
Yeah. What should it be?
Well, we'll find out. Just think we use charming a lot.
When you make the big toilet.
Yeah.
Is that sound? No, there's no sound. Is that feeling? Is that because of a kind of reaction of the chili touching your bottom, making touch with your bottom?
What in the world is your question?
Why does it hurt when you take a shit and
it's the chili's in there
touching your bum,
touching your ass? Yeah. Where is where there's lots of nerve concentration in your bum.
That's horrific.
It's something I've heard this before, that you can. Well, there's way more nerves or sensors, whatever you want to fucking call them, in your
sensors.
The body sensors. You know, like a patio sensor where you turn the light on and off based on is that. There's something, I'm not going to get the maths right, but like 20 times more than in your taste buds. So
they don't belong down there. They should be in my mouth.
But they have. Why are they there?
I guess you're just very vulnerable down there.
So that's why they're in there, because
you need as many senses. It's like the film, Norbit, the film, which we have talked about. I don't know if it's ever actually made an episode though. I don't know if
I think I've cut all of the Norbits out.
we often in the same way that the Wally people, the royal we,
not we.
We often refer to Norbit is this show, I think, where
film,
or it might be like Big or so, or there's a film where Eddie Murphy's got loads of little Eddie Murphys inside him. Right?
Is that Norbit?
I actually think it might not be Norbit.
I think Norbit's where he plays lots of different family members.
Yeah. Essentially, it's quite nice to imagine loads of tiny yous in your body as your cells rather than cells, for me at least.
Yeah.
So why are all the little cells down? Why are there so many tiny me's in my bum, right? Why don't they just live in my mouth? Because that's where the good stuff is anyway. I don't feel any good stuff in my bum, really.
No, neither.
It's generally a bit of a car crash.
Yeah. So, as usual, because we don't have internet at the moment or a producer, we're going to have to do the usual thing where we just have to ask the questions we're interested about to the people listening. If anyone knows why there's such a high concentration of nerve endings in your bum, please let us know, because to me, I'm not seeing a purpose of it at this point in time.
To me, I think it's because of how vulnerable you are down there.
So just if anything's going to enter...
It's a very important place.
Yeah, it is a very important place.
It's the church of the body.
Yeah, okay. Is it
and
right?
The mouth is the mosque.
Okay, so
the Knesset is in my tummy.
In his tummy. Right, yeah, but it's a dangerous game, a chili game. So how did the night get worse?
Because... Well, she stopped talking to me a bit.
Not in
an angry way, but just
right.
She lost interest.
Okay, I'm not going to spend more time with this buffoon that is unable to get through a dinner without pouring milk over his head.
It wasn't very edifying. I looked like an idiot.
I can imagine. Yeah.
I looked like an unattractive idiot as well.
Yeah.
And I guess I was sort of doing little flirt moves like... It's barely a flirt.
Little flirt moves like asking her to pour milk down my eye sockets.
No, like borrowing her charger.
Screaming and running away from the table. Just flirty stuff. Just little Charlie's top tips.
No, more like kind of borrowing her charger.
Wow, that's got me red hot.
But like in a way that's like, I'm going to borrow your charger.
Is it euphemism?
Not as such.
No.
But I'd love it to be.
Hold on. Walk me through how that's flirt.
Hey, I borrowed your charger.
Wait, so you went up and just used her charger and then came back and informed her that you'd using her charger, and that's flirting?
Yeah, but it was done with like, nice room, I borrowed your charger.
Oh my goodness! Nice! So you went into her bedroom. Does she live with Dom?
Yeah, I was invited up there.
So you're at her house.
She was like, go and have an explore. Go and have an explore.
Right, okay.
And then I was like, I went and explored, and then borrowed her charger and then told her about that. But I don't know. It kind of felt like there was an intimacy to me borrowing her charger.
No, there isn't.
Is there nothing?
It's not nothing.
It's not the opposite of intimate.
It's not the opposite of intimate.
It's quite a sad version of intimacy.
I wouldn't say it's like flirting 101 to enter into a woman's room unsolicited. It's like 157.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not top of the tree.
But I guess actually that's weird because that doesn't work because it gets more advanced. You start on 101.
I think okay.
Yeah. It's like
flirting
for
dummies.
Yeah, flirting for dummies. Right, okay. Fine. What was her reaction to that?
Okay.
Yeah. Very fair enough. I've borrowed your charger. Okay, that's all right. There you
Great.
go. Cool.
That was kind of that for us. And then I went to a club where they were playing dance music.
Did she come?
She was there.
Okay.
But
how many?
We weren't together in there. And I was really trolleyed at this point, to be honest. I was like,
I mean, you did leave us. We went. I think we had 2 more and went home.
I left you trolleyed, and I got quite a lot more trolleyed than that.
Yeah.
But in a really nice way. I woke up on Saturday morning, kind of like how I imagine a sailor wakes up at sea, just sort of like hungover, but in a kind of warm blanket cocoon way, where I'm not really pissed, but I'm just warm. It felt like I was on antidepressants. I was not hungover, but I was just so snug in my bed,
right,
in this lovely way.
Yeah, okay. That's nice,
and I felt really nice.
That's nice. Good for you.
So that was an improvement.
Yeah, that's good.
On the evening of, I basically left the club because I was like, I'm too pissed. I need to go. I'm kind of being mad in here. I feel mad.
Yeah, good.
And good. I was gonna go to a chicken shop around the corner, but then I got on a line bike and I just decided to cycle all the way home.
Oh, I don't like you doing that at all. You don't wear a helmet.
No, I know.
I don't want you to die because I do think that. I honestly, that's how you go. I think
me.
Yeah, you go drunk on a line bike. That so makes sense.
That'd be so pathetic.
It would. It's the worst way to die.
I mean, my friend. This is not funny at all. But my housemate's friend died on a line bike a few months ago. He got smashed into by a van.
Horrific. It happens and it shouldn't. My friend, the same friend, where he was coming back drunk from a night out, got to his flat and was parking, but then kind of like fell over, and then the line bike landed on him and he broke his femur. He broke his femur.
So that's called line bike leg, and they pay off. So look, because line bikes are so massive,
heavy,
chunky.
Yeah.
Often when you have a fall with them, if it lands on you, it fucks you. It does break your leg. It's called line bike leg, and then they're paying everyone off.
Maybe let's not get on something
but
that has a specific term for breaking your leg on them. That sounds ridiculous.
Look into it. If we had a producer,
I don't think I do need to look into it.
They are hefty and
I know line bikes are big, and I know they break people's legs,
but they are amazing, and you can go. You can go fast.
Right.
But yeah, anyway, I went on my line bike all the way home and I successfully made it to a chicken shop in Peckham.
Yep.
And then I grabbed like a burger and I was sort of just hunched over the counter like,
yeah,
can I get a burger and 4 wings, please?
Yeah, okay.
And he gave me that. But then because I was line biking, I put my chicken in the basket and all the wings like fell out into the basket of my line bike and I still ate them, and they tasted sort of weird and spicy.
Spice isn't the issue.
They tasted like spicy, but like kind of road spice. They tasted like a kind
road spice, seasoned with tarmac and the bacteria.
They tasted like street spice.
You ate,
but wasn't my friend
Charlie. That's fucking important.
And my friend at Christmas on New Year's Eve, guess what she found in her basket? Guess.
Human shit.
A human shit. Chaz. So I did think. I don't think it was poo. I just think it was like kind of gravel and dirt and like maybe a bit of kind of like animal.
You end up with some like fucking incredibly rare disease from eating your wings directly from the basket of a public line bike.
I was so annoyed.
I would struggle not to eat the wings in your situation, particularly
night out. So spicy.
Night out. We'd had lunch ages ago, so I'm. Oh no, you'd had fish curry actually. I just realised so much. Fine. I would struggle because the joy of getting back and having a meal in that state is lovely. But why did the bag split? I think I was just really, really going as fast as I could so I can eat it. So to summarize your day, did a podcast record, spilt boiling tea on his penis. Then went to a dinner party with a girl you really fancied. Said that you're using her charger. Suggested that was flirting. Then after that, put hot chili in his eye and then had to pour milk over your eye socket, over the sink, then goes out to a club, comes back on a line bike, puts food in the basket, that falls apart, still eats the chicken from within the line bike basket.
Yeah, and then I woke up feeling brilliant, actually, despite all of that.
Yeah, you shouldn't, should you?
I should have woken up feeling quite
You should have had some
sad.
sort of rare disease only submitted by like animals and just felt awful about everything.
I wonder what it was, because it did have a real spice to it.
It could have been literally anything. Literally anything on the planet, that's what it could have been. There's no point even
Let's
guessing.
spitball. It's not poo. It's obviously not poo. I'd know for a fact if it was poo. I would know. I know what poo is.
All right, you're being a bit too authoritative on how you know what the taste of human shit is, but go on. It's not poo. I know poo, and that wasn't fucking poo,
No,
Andrew.
but we all know poo,
Yes.
if nothing else.
No, but because it could have been any kind of shit that's just accumulated over months and months and months. How often do you think line bikes are washing their baskets? Never.
Well, they never wash their own basket because they're line bikes. Cheers to life. I don't know if you've seen, but something very important is happening
Go on.
in the world of literature.
In the world of literature.
And you know I like to keep a pink thing, my whole hand on the pulse.
You do, yes.
I bear hug it.
Yeah, they're going to name the
Books. I bear hug the book world.
Yeah, it's not going to be called the Booker Prize anymore. It's going to be called the Milner Prize.
Yes. I should bloody hope so.
You should bloody
You know,
hope so,
I'm
given
reading.
all the work you've done for the world of literature.
There's a you know the Gruffalo series.
Yeah.
We've actually touched on the Gruffalo in one of our early investigations, and it was about whether or not the Gruffalo's an incel. Do you remember that? Is the
Yeah.
Gruffalo an incel?
Yeah, kind of, yeah.
Guess he probably is.
Yeah.
He's a lonely.
Describe the story for those who haven't.
To be honest, I think there's so many versions of the story. I think
Right.
basically he is
Or the character.
he's a furry, hairy, bear man kind of monkey that lives in the woods.
Monkey's confused there.
Bear man.
Yeah.
He's
okay.
a monster that lives in the
Yeah,
woods.
he is, yeah.
And he is alone.
Hmm.
I don't know if he means harm. I think we like him.
I think he's a friendly protagonist, isn't he?
I think we like him.
I can't remember much about the Gruffalo.
But he hasn't got a partner.
Fine, he's alone.
But they've just released a new character in the Gruffalo series, and it's called Gruffalo Granny. Granny Gruffalo.
Or Granny Gruffalo, I think.
And
yeah.
I actually think it's a very clever move
Okay,
from the lady who writes the Gruffalo.
please.
Because I know 3 grannies, right?
Are they all yours?
No, 2 of them are mine.
And the other is
Teresa. But they do kind of become
right.
quite furry and hard. Like they actually do become quite Gruffalo like
Okay.
when they get older. And I say that without any.
You're suggesting they should all live by themselves
aggression.
in the woods?
No, I'm just saying like my granny's best mate was called Thea, and she had Thea had a beard. It was Thea beard.
She had a Thea kit.
She had a Thea kit. And that's not a beard is like when a lesbian's got a gay boyfriend or something.
No, Thea didn't have a gay. Thea didn't.
What
Thea
is a
isn't a
beard?
lesbian.
What is a beard?
Someone. If I'm gay and I have L would be a beard if I'm gay.
Fine. Thea didn't have a little lesbian boyfriend.
No.
Wait.
No. You're confusing it. It's
What would Thea's beard be?
well, Thea would be the beard if her male partner was gay. If Thea's, I'm not sure if it works for women, but why not? It can do. If Thea's gay, her beard would be her boyfriend.
Who's gay?
No, doesn't have to be.
Okay, fine. Well, Thea had a beard, an actual
Yeah.
hairy beard,
A genuine beard.
and she also became quite hard to
What?
understand.
Trim? Okay.
So it's sort of they actually do become quite Gruffalo-y when they get older.
Oh, interesting. Right. Okay. Well, I did have a look into this.
In a sweet, hairy, sort of kind of endearing way.
They're kind of like a fuzzball.
They
who's
become
just-
fuzzballs.
who are just kind of there, like living in the. Well, from my look into this, the author is said like, well, I'm a granny now, so it kind of works. So I guess
she's a fuzzball.
She's like, I think she's probably seen the same thing as you have. When suddenly she hit like 87, she went, hold on, I am now the Gruffalo.
Yeah. And that sets you free. Admitting that, there's a lot of power in that. I'm quite
I
excited.
don't think I've ever really. None of my fuzzballs. I don't think
It's
any of
more
my
of a kind
grannies
of-
are fuzzballs.
I think there's a kind of
gathering their own fruit in the woods.
there's a sort of hoarder style to it. There's a they trinkets.
Yeah.
fur.
Okay. That's a
There's
bit like.
there's a type. They're not.
Yeah.
It's not all grannies are Gruffalos, but some fucking are.
They're not a million miles away
One of mine definitely
from
is.
kind of hoarding items into their own woodland den.
No. Yeah.
They kind of become more like a tree as well. They kind of, you know, in Pirates of the Caribbean, on Davy Jones's ship, where they all like live as part of the ship and then come out. That is a bit like an old person.
Yeah. They sort of sleep in their chair.
It's the chair.
They dissolve into their chair, like the Homer Simpson meme.
Chair. Yeah.
But it's an old lady in an
Well, it's a
armchair.
little bit like dogs. Dogs often mirror or are similar to the personality of the owners. Grannies very much are similar to the personalities and looks at their chair.
Yeah.
Their
chairs are very
armchair.
important.
It is, yeah. My granddad, from my Irish side, who I never met properly, but I used to walk past and he would be there because he would just sit in silence on his chair like that. He died when I was like 15.
Oh wow, that's quite old.
Yeah, I never spoke to him because he was just there in his chair. Like
You never spoke to him?
Never spoke to him. He never spoke to me.
You never said a word to your grandpa?
Never.
What?
Yeah. It's mad.
That's crazy.
This mad Irish guy just sat in his chair watching whatever on telly.
Did you like him?
He didn't know.
But what was your opinion of him then?
I didn't know who he was.
Like-
I remember being 13 years old and I said to myself, my nan would put on these get-togethers and there'd be like 60 people there because of that's the close family. And I would always just see this man in this chair and I had no idea who he was. And then I was like 13, I think, and I said, I just finally went to my sister, who is that man? She was like, it's your granddad. I was like, what?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So was it one of like, this guy's a stranger, or was there a resentment for the fact that he never said anything?
No, I didn't really know who he was because my
dad, a stranger in the lounge. Basically.
Yeah, he was a bad guy. He was a dodgy bloke. Yeah, called my mum a slut the first time they met.
Fuck.
Yeah. He was a dodgy bloke. He hated my dad, basically, very oddly.
So he hated his son, and he called his son's wife a slut.
Yeah,
and he never spoke to his grandkids.
And he never spoke to me.
Whoa, so he's actually. That is nasty.
Yeah, he was a nasty character, but he was just stuck there in his chair, just looking at the screen all day.
Did he like anyone?
It's a good question. He didn't. He hated my dad specifically, but
why?
Don't know. I think my dad was a bit of a
fruit.
Well, he is a bit of a fruity boy, isn't he? But I think he didn't like the. I don't know. My dad's the most successful one out of them. I think he didn't like the challenge to the alpha male kind of thing. Maybe.
That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, yeah. But no, he was a weird fella, and he died on my birthday. He died on my maybe 13th birthday, and we were coming back. It's a great story.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Well, we went stock car racing. I wasn't a driver. That would have been an amazing birthday. I went stock car racing with my dad and other friends and stuff or whatever, and we were coming back from stock car racing on the motorway. And when I went stock car racing, one of the best parts about it is you get the air horns. Mm-hmm. And then we're traveling back down, and we had the Volvo XC90 at the time. So, kitted out and ready to go. And within that, there's the Bluetooth phone
Serious
thing.
horsepower.
Serious horsepower. It had a ride like a fucking great
Thorpe
horse. Dad gets a call from his brother. And he goes, hi Steve, how you doing? Hi Bill. Just a bit of news. The old man's died. I didn't know who the old man was. It was his dad. And that exact moment, I was at the back, and I accidentally leant on my air horn. Literally, the second after my dad found out his dad died, he went, "Oh, have you heard the old man's died?" We're on the motorway, just dad fucking swerving in between lanes. We all nearly fucking died as well.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Absolutely mad.
Did it feel like it? Was it funny or was it sad?
It was.
That's hilarious.
I was obviously like, fuck, sorry.
Sorry about your loss and sorry for the air.
I didn't know who the old man was. Again, I had to ask Melissa. I was like, who's the old man? She went, it's his dad.
Fuck.
Yeah, so he was, if the most Davy Jones man I've ever seen was my granddad, just there.
Yeah. What did your...
A lot of shit going on with that.
Was your dad sad?
I don't really know. I think it's an incredibly complicated relationship between the two. We've discussed it since then, but I think I was too young to understand the nature of their relationship, so we never spoke about him.
Yeah.
But there you go. So
are you excited to get... I mean, part of me is quite... That's ridiculous, by the way.
Yeah. Well, it's like in a club. It's like in the club. You ready for this next tune? Your dad's dead.
It's like on BBC. Do you remember on BBC One where when the Queen died and I think Danny Howard or something it was like Queen Elizabeth or Prince Philip, one of those two died, and it was like his or her Royal Highness has passed away, and then it was like I think it was literally like Cotton Eye Joe or something fucking ridiculous.
Why did he do that?
Beam it up. It was something fucking mad.
Because he just had it queued up or something?
I think so.
Well, that's
I don't think he was like doing a joke.
It is hard to announce the Queen's dead on like BBC Radio 1 Extra.
What song are you playing after? I guess like...
If you're in the middle of a fire in the
booth.
If you're in the middle of the fire in the booth and the Queen dies, what are you meant to fucking do? You come back and you've got...
I know you're going to do this.
I can't remember her name.
Letitia,
do you remember that?
Lady Lashur?
Lady Lashur. Nice. You got her in there, like, oh, the Queen's died now. What are we meant to do? Freestyle about the Queen.
True.
Okay, freestyle about the Queen dying. We've just come back. You're in the booth. I'm the producer. We've just come back from ads or something. Bit of sad news to let you all know. Unfortunately, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has died. We're sorry to have to bring you that this time, but we are still here with Charlie Milner, and we are still going to get a freestyle from him now.
Her Royal Majesty, it's a travesty. Last a tapestry. Let's make a cup of tea for the nation. Loads of milk. I like to wear silk. But it's not about me, it's about the Queenie. Everybody know, have you seen me? I'm gonna get in the queue. I've got nothing better to do. You can mourn me when I'm gone again. Oh yeah, Lizzie. We liked you. And now you're gone. Thanks for trying, but now you're dying. So I guess all that's to say is so long.
There you go. You see, it's doable.
Yeah.
And what an honour it would have been for the Queen to have been sent off with such a fitting tribute as that. You know, there's a red light in the BBC for when the royal dies.
Can we get one?
Yes. We should get our own red light.
What does that mean?
So when, like, yeah. You're shot.
Just for that?
Yeah.
Which royal? All of them.
The monarch.
If George died, would it get one?
No, but yeah, they got a red light for when it happens, and then there's like protocol and everything. I just always do imagine what that red light would be for BBC Radio 1 Extra.
Or what would it be for us?
It would be I don't know, a new porno drops, just constantly going off.
Yeah,
a new porno drops.
They've developed a new type of custard with hundreds of thousands in it.
Because we are constantly on this podcast talking about custard. It's hard to get through a single episode without talking about custard. Custard is underrated.
We love it.
Don't have it enough.
We on this podcast love custard.
That's a banquet.
So, the Epstein files.
Yep. Let's dive in.
Let's talk about them. I've only recently started knowing anything at all about them, really.
Okay.
It's fucking crazy.
Yep, it is.
That's not a developed take.
No.
That's quite an infantile take.
Yep.
Firstly, I had a dream that they were eating me. Because there's the eating babies thing.
Yes.
Firstly, I had a dream that they were eating me. I don't know what that means.
You had a dream that the people in the Epstein files were eating you?
Yeah, some like kind of business
Well, you
elites.
see yourself as a baby.
Fine.
Come on.
It wasn't good.
It's probably a fear of you're not grown up enough yet. Yeah.
And they're going to eat me.
Yeah.
I also
You need to do some growing up soon, or you'll be a baby and you'll get eaten by the super rich.
I mean, if there's any motivation
to grow
that's
up.
not a bad one.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be eaten as a baby.
I actually do think that there's quite a good chance they actually were eating babies.
There's mention of it in
I think
there.
they probably were eating babies. And I know that's a big jump.
There's some mention of satanic ritual.
I think they were eating babies. Because I can imagine if you're in that environment, I have to be careful with how I put this.
Okay.
But I think if you've got one or two freaks at the top,
right,
organising these amazing parties or banquets, and one of them's like, we should serve some babies here. Let's eat baby. We'll prepare it all proper. We'll get a terrifying chef who can make it nice. If you're there, maybe if everyone's in this kind of horrible dystopian way, if they're like, what the fuck do you mean that's baby? It's like, no, it's good. It's really good. Try it. I can actually imagine people like in that sort of environment maybe get sort of tricked into eating baby and thinking it's fun. And then it just, people are capable of eating baby.
Do you think you could be cajoled into eating a baby?
I really hope not. But I think I can imagine in that kind of weird, because it's like, if everyone's doing it, if they're thinking everyone's doing it, I'm not saying I would ever do that.
Yeah.
But I'm saying like I can imagine in this really terrifying sort of Black Mirror-y way, they're all having this banquet. Someone's like, that's baby. Someone's like, that's fun. And they're like, no, it's nice. Try it.
The infection
spreads through kind of power and dazzle.
If we're going for the more conspiratorial look on it, that they are eating babies, it's not served with like asparagus and like a side salad. It's not like there's a menu and this is baby accompanied with a red wine jus.
That's how I'm imagining it.
No, it's
like kind of confit, like potato dauphinoise, but it's baby.
Yeah, it's not like starter prawn cocktail, main baby pudding, sticky toffee pudding. It's
So
not.
how are they having it then? Just like a chicken drumstick?
It would be. This is in the conspiratorial sense that they are eating babies. Which, hey, who knows? I imagine it's going to be far more culty, satanic-y, ritually thing.
Well, then that's much. I mean, in that case, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing anyway.
Yeah, if you're going to a satanic ritual to eat a baby, well, you know you're going to eat a baby, aren't you?
Do you? And also, if that's true, if this is true, the reason I don't think anyone's going to go down for this because because if they did, if anyone admits fault for this, if anyone admits any of this is true, then basically the whole world is over and starts again. Like we don't need to go. We're not going to fucking work and like having bank holidays. If they're eating babies.
So you think if we start prosecuting some of the people that are named in the Epstein files, then we might lose bank holidays?
I think we should just fuck it. We should fuck it all off. If this is true, everything's off.
Well, I think a lot of it is true.
Which parts do you think is true?
Well, the best take I've heard on it is Blind Boy. If you listen to one of his podcasts, his take is that we should look at it like organized crime, essentially. He brought up stuff like the Hells Angels, where to get to the top of the Hells Angels, you basically have to do disgusting stuff, horrible things.
Really?
Proves you're not a cop, and people will have it as evidence against them if they were to move against them in any way. So if I make you eat a baby and I film it,
then they've got you.
Then yeah, it keeps you in line, doesn't it? Because they can completely ruin your life.
You ate a fucking baby, man.
You ate a baby. They can ruin your life. That's the, and then he kind of traced that through the like in New York and mobsters and stuff. But essentially, if you look at the kind of quiet underlying power structures in society, this is the same thing as like blackmail and organized crime. It's kind of initiation ceremonies. It's like the Bullingdon Club, where you, like
who's
you remember
running
the whole.
Is the idea that Epstein's running that?
Well, Epstein,
or is he just
worked for the Mossad, which is basically definitely proven.
Mossad.
The Mossad. I
think it's Mossad.
Mossad.
The Israeli Secret Service.
Yes. So there's stuff going on there. That's almost definitely. Ghislaine Maxwell, I think, definitely did as well.
God, it's so fucked.
So there's just this, but it's this power club that, because it's mutual. Eisenhower talked about it with the military-industrial complex. Now it's like business is involved more so than that, and tech and everything.
But it means like the Illuminati ideas are literally true.
Exactly. But instead of the shape-shifting lizard baby eaters, it's like if we to understand it a bit better, if you look at it like it's organized crime and blackmail, it kind of starts to make some more sense. And it's not just this. Probably isn't a satanic cabal of baby eaters, but there's initiations. If you think of the Bullingdon Club is the best example, with like David Cameron probably fucking a pig as part of this initiation. There's some horrible things that the Bullingdon Club do.
So do you think the baby thing is true?
I don't fucking know, to be honest. The baby thing I kind of don't touch as much. There's some mention of that stuff in the files.
Like muffins? They use code words as like muffins?
Anytime we get into code words, that's conspiratorial, do you know what I mean? Because it might be...
But do you think anyone's going to go down?
No, absolutely not. They're not fucking prosecuting anyone in the US. Trump said there's nothing. It's all just being. Another take on it is like they've really dragged out the release of it because then people just get bored of hearing of it. And if you dump it in one, then there's a bit more fire behind it.
No one's going down.
No one's going down.
Have you seen the guy
which is overt corruption? Even the way that the mainstream media are reporting the Epstein files.
But BBC are fucking ridiculous.
There's just nothing.
The Times with that.
None of them are doing it. None of them are discussing that they're Israeli spies. Essentially, none of them are touching on the things that have clearly fucking happened. Even just focusing on like Prince Andrew is somewhat of a red herring. I mean, that's obviously an important story.
Yeah.
But there's so much more in there that. It's a tactic of how to release these files and this information that just gives people a bit of laziness towards it. And
would you, what would you give to, if we had like an A4 piece of paper,
and we could get one, we could bloody get one,
but it had stuff on it.
Okay,
it had
sorry, yeah,
it had the answers of this is exactly the kind of key details.
Yeah, so a nice summary,
a nice summary of the absolute truth.
Yeah,
would you want to know that?
100%.
And what would you give to know that? Would you give 6 months of your life?
Easy.
Would you do really? You died 6 months earlier.
Yeah. Okay. But can people know that I've had that document?
No one knows.
Then I probably wouldn't, because at that point I could say it. I could say everything I've learned on the podcast, but then I'm going to have to, we're moving away from comedy at that point. I'm going to have to become a massive Epstein truther. I'm going to have to do lots of research outside of that to try and evidence the summary that I found. But in reality, I'm just going to end up looking like a kook who's shouting down a camera.
Or you're probably going to get killed, possibly.
Probably get killed as well, yeah, you're right.
But it might set you free and like, I'm just going to go live on a farm and grow radishes and fuck it all off. So I would fuck it all off. Even with this take.
I
mean, I guess we're doing kind of what we want to be doing anyway. But it is an argument for like, don't fucking bother going to work. And like, what the fuck are we doing here?
I guess so. Kind of.
Grow your own radishes and make clay.
Okay, so you're more like remove yourself out of the system because the system's clearly gone to absolute potty.
Yeah. Or putty.
Or putty in our hands, and we could shape it and we can mold it.
Yes.
Pretty mad stuff. Tricky times, but undoubtedly interesting ones.
Fucked.
Undoubtedly.
Do you think the truth will ever come out properly?
No, this is the most it's going to get. But like, we've got his personal emails. I mean, what's another really interesting thing? There's conversations between Epstein and Steve Bannon, who is
I saw that.
And it's literally talking about how to destabilize the world. Literally talking about it. Talking about Brexit, talking about Trump. There was a few other things. Can't remember. But they're literally having conversations about, what's destabilization. Because that's part of the plan. And the way, like, it's clearly part of Trump's strategy has been to destabilize and divide people. But when you look at it, like, in terms of, it's just not that conspiratorial that there's a group of billionaires and politicians who are essentially collectivizing to make the world more unstable for their own profit.
Yeah.
And that's clearly what's happened basically since 2016. So when you put the two together, you're like, well, it's true. Using social media, the whole Cambridge Analytica thing.
I've been radicalized over the weekend.
Yeah.
I believe
it's not even radicalized. Yeah,
I've been convinced over the weekend.
Yeah,
That woman. This is the last thing. We don't need to linger on it too much.
Yeah.
But there was this woman. There's a video of this Mexican model from about 15 years ago, and she's coming out of this building being like, "They're eating fucking babies.
Right.
Like, someone help!" Like absolutely beside herself.
Jesus.
And she then disappeared.
Yeah, but I don't know about that, but.
It's a really
there's
mad
shit going
video.
on. But when, as I say, just to with the wrap up of it, because that seems inaccessible, and like, what are they genuinely all satanic baby eating people? But maybe not babies, but like doing some horrible stuff as a form of organized crime and blackmail so that their power can work in that way. That makes some sense. And then that's something you can deal with.
Yeah.
And you can go, well, let's maybe stop that, please. Can we stop that, please?
Yeah. That wasn't on my bucket list.
No. Yeah, on my bucket list. On my bingo card?
That wasn't on my bingo card.
Just before I die, I just want to eat one baby.
As you know, I can't really read. Or I struggle with it.
Yeah, you can.
I've read Kensuke's Kingdom and Cherub.
You've got the skill of reading.
I can read and write.
Yeah.
But like, I don't, I'm not like a bookworm.
No.
I just finished The Hotel Avocado by Bob Mortimer.
Yeah.
And I loved it. I did feel like kind of an idiot when I was like reading it on the tube. It's not exactly like Murakami.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
It's kind of the you sort of, do you know what I mean?
I do.
It's like, funny.
One, I've heard great things. Adam's read it, loves it, and like, but you're allowed to read for enjoyment rather than bettering yourself.
Yeah, but it just feels like it almost feels somehow like low hanging fruit.
I do get what you mean, because you're like, if I'm going to read,
Bob Mortimer, who's obviously fucking amazing, but it just feels like sort of idiot boy who loves sort of Kellogg's and like mini clip and jokes.
Yeah. I don't know, but I have zero. I do know what you mean. I think I have zero judgment on that, and I think you should get rid of that feeling.
Well, I've finished the book now,
right?
And I bought another one.
Another what?
Bob Mortimer.
Yeah, fair play. Do what you fucking like.
I'm rolling on
I get
Bob.
the feeling where you're like, if I'm going to read a book, why am I going to do? I want to make it like worth my while in a way. But there's absolute worth in Bob Mortimer's.
Definitely. No, I loved it. It's just like on the, there's like that page like hot guys reading on trains. Or something.
Yeah. You weren't on.
They're not going to catch me like kind of giggling over Bob Mortimer.
No, you'd be on the page morons trying to read on public transport,
which is a much nicer page to be on.
I fucking hate this whole like taking pictures of guys reading books, like the whole performative reading thing. I'm like, shut the fuck up, guys.
Just enjoy the book.
What the? Well, no. The women who were taking pictures of guys being like, this is so performative. It was like, he's reading a fucking book in public. Leave him alone.
I don't know. It can definitely be performative.
I think it can be, but the assumption that it is, I think, is ridiculous.
Well, no, but it's not if you're reading if you're reading a book that you clearly are doing because you actually like. If you're reading like the Beano, it's like he's not trying to be.
I know, but therefore we can't read any books. It's kind of like you can't read books by female authors.
Or like
in some ways, like, trying to fucking get laid.
Way.
But it's like, you're trying to get laid, are you? It's like, I'm just reading a fucking book here. Stop taking pictures of me and putting me on. I haven't been on one of these pages.
What do you read when you're on the...
I've just finished Blind Boy's short story collection, which you'd love.
I didn't know there was one.
Oh, he's got 3, and they are the best short stories I've ever read in my life.
Really?
Fucking incredible.
I'll buy one today.
Buy all 3 today.
I'll buy all 3.
I've done the 2 of them. I've got 1 more left. It's fucking amazing.
Wow.
I'm going to read The Road by Cormac McCarthy starting today, which is I think I read in school, but I haven't read it in ages. I just did a sci-fi, and then there's Irish authors I want to dive into.
Yeah,
that's my plan at the moment.
What are the Irish authors ones?
Comedy, satire stuff,
gritty.
Yeah, I've basically become, as you can tell immediately by this podcast, I've become incredibly obsessed with Blind Boy.
Yeah,
and
good.
So it's almost just like, and I'm doing.
My dad loves him.
Well, he's fucking amazing. Your dad loves him.
Yeah.
Great.
He's
good taste.
A book festival.
Really?
Yeah.
Has he read his books?
I think he's since picked up one of his books. He texted me about it because he was like, I think you'd like this guy.
Yeah.
And I was actually really impressed and happy that he liked him.
Oh, he's fantastic. He's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
in every way. But yeah, so that's the plan. And then I'm doing it like since reading his stuff and loving his podcast, any recommendation that he's done, I'm just like, cool.
I'll copy him today.
I'll read it immediately. So that's the plan. I like a broad spread though. Do some non-fiction as well. I just read one about the Challenger, the space shuttle that exploded.
I used to read, like, when I first started trying to read anything other than like Cherub when I was like 22, I picked up this like ginormous Bible style book about like compassion.
Yeah.
And it was horrible. I was sad throughout. I was kind of, I didn't enjoy any of it. I was sort of upset for the whole of the reading because I was just thinking about how I wasn't being compassionate to my, or like just
God, yeah. Well, you did self-help books, kind of.
Just like a fucking
that's not fun.
Legion of self-help books. You're not enjoying it. Read something you liked because you'll help yourself a lot more if you read something you enjoy rather than self-help book that you do not enjoy very much.
Yeah, damn right. Well, know what you like. If you like, you learn a lot from custard and porn. We can find a book about that. But yeah, no, because as well, if you start off, if you get in a routine of it, if you're doing the things that you really like, if you're reading books that you love, then you'll find that you've got more appetite to broaden out a bit and then find stuff.
And you might even meet someone.
Exactly. Start with Hotel Avocado, end up with the bloody Bible.
Maybe I'll read that. Maybe I'll read the Hotel Avocado. What would I need to read? What would be a good book for me to read to meet my wife? Not in a performative way, in a strategic
Hotel
way.
Avocado isn't a bad shout.
She'd be called like Daisy. She'd have rosy cheeks. Yeah. Her name would be Daisy.
And she'd wear like a sundress and she'd be quite not ditzy at all. No, sweet. Not very meant like very a bit kooky.
Kind, kooky.
She makes jokes like
she'll see through me.
She makes like face jokes.
And initially it's very jovial, but once we get down to it, there's a night where we really kind of break through and she sort of sees me for what I really am.
Because as we all know,
and I see
inside the avocado is the biggest seed in relation to the size of all the fruit. That's all we've got time for. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Bye.